right.
Yo.
Ron Harris here live from MuscularDevelopment.com. Coverage of the Olympia brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. Here with the Nigerian Lion, your reigning Arnold Classic champion, and moving up from 6th place last year to could be all the way to 1st this year. We don't know, man, but it was a really cool question that they got at the press conference about the title. Has not been in the United Kingdom since 1997, which by my calculations was 26 years ago.
Wow.
What would it mean to you to finally bring the title home to the United Kingdom after all those years?
Honestly, it's something that is beyond belief. It's crazy because I remember when I started bodybuilding and all around the UK, there was always a talk of Dorian and who is ever going to be able to do what Dorian did. So to be in a position now, honestly, it's something that I'm in disbelief of, and I just can't, it won't sink in. Well, I know being this close, it just makes me really hungry to want to make that happen.
You know, nobody last year was talking about you as a favorite to win the Mr. Olympia. How things have changed in 1 year, not even a year because it was December.
Yeah.
But you know, you've made these improvements. It's incredible to watch. You were competing at like 260 a couple years ago. What are you now, like 300 on the dot? 300 pounds. And I mean, it's very different. We had the top two guys who are about, you know, I'm short, so I'm not, don't get mad. They're about this tall, Hadi and Derek. You're the first guy that we've had this tall in a very long time that's a legitimate contender for the title. Not only that, you know, you have this waist of a men's physique guy, but you're carrying 300 pounds of muscle. It's a very different look. So, I mean, I think it's going to be tough for the judges because they're going to have to figure out apples, oranges, and pears. I would say those two are apples, and you're definitely an orange. But, you know, a lot of people prefer this taller, shapelier physique with the width and the height. I don't know how much, you've been following the Olympia for many years.
Yeah.
What would it mean to you to see not only yourself, but somebody like you or Andrew with this new hybrid type of physique with the height, the width, and the pretty shape, and the small waist?
I mean, what I've seen in the past with different Miss Olympia, we've seen each great Miss Olympia from Lee Haney, then Dorian, and then Ronnie, how they change the direction of bodybuilding. And to be here now, I think we're in the precipice of that change where you're having guys that are not just aesthetic, but they're massive. And yet they hold their lines and have a small waist. Now, this is all the things that drew me to bodybuilding. But it was always a thing where when you had guys who were nice and aesthetic, they didn't have the density or mass to hold with the crazy mass monster. But we found a way to want to mix both, to be a complete version of both the aesthetic look and about mass to hang with any mass monster. So for me, this is a point where I think, the sport is going to change, and I want to be heading off that, and I'm privileged to be in this position for it.
Yeah. Last question, Milos, your coach, Milos Sarshev, he keeps saying hashtag bodybuilding. That's his new thing, because people say, well, someone might beat him on conditioning, and as Milos likes to point out, and I'll agree with him, it's a total package. Size, shape, structure, conditioning, presentation, and the man with the best combination of all those attributes is going to be crowned Mr. Olympia, and a lot of people feel that you represent the best combination. I mean, I know that you don't like, no one's going to make predictions, we don't like to do that, but how do you feel about this, how this is going to go down?
Because honestly, I feel like, you know, like you said, it's about that complete look. One thing we always pride my physique on is getting a judge's feedback and say, okay, what is my weakness? And when they say, okay, we need you to bring up your shoulders, your back, your leg, whatever it is, I go off and I work my ass off to make them changes happen. Because this is what bodybuilding is to me, is the building of the perfect symmetrical body. It's about having all the packages ticked. So when we come in on stage, it's time to represent that and not say, okay, right, we might not win every pose like that, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to score high on every single one of them because I'm complete from every angle.
Yeah, I agree, man. So I'm stunned at your improvements you've been making. I wish you the very best. I have a good feeling about how this is all going to shake out, but we'll find out. But in the meanwhile, good luck. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it. You got some fans waiting to meet you. From MuscularDevelopment.com, this has been Samson Dauda. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Samson.